Hey, welcome back to Max and Horsemanship. And I'm going to talk about something today that I have talked about before in several of my videos, but you know, everybody learns a little bit different, so maybe if I just explain it a little bit different, 10 different times, maybe 10 different people are going to understand what I'm trying to say, because I'm going to talk about safety, one of those real important things again, safety. And how good training is a safety issue. And I've mentioned this several times, and well, just because you can doesn't mean you should either. And I'm going to go back to one of my pet peeves, and I'll give you two very common examples. Is you'll see people standing on the back of their horse or crawling under their horse to demonstrate how calm their horse is. Well, that's fine, that you can do that. But doing it isn't necessarily a smart thing, because standing on the back of a horse, even if it moves even just a tiny bit, well, combine the height of the horse with your height, standing on top of it, and that's a long ways down to hit the ground. If that horse even moves a tiny bit, unless you got super good balance, you're coming off. And crawling underneath, well, I had a personal experience. I was standing quite close to the horse, and it kicked at a fly on its belly with its hind leg, and actually hit me in the leg, because I was standing close enough to her that she got me in the leg, just grazed me, nothing serious. But had I been crawling under the horse at the time and got that hoof in the head, that could have been pretty darn serious. And that's why I always cringe every time I see people doing that stuff. It's like, yeah, it's possible. I mean, right now I could probably do it with this horse. I'm pretty sure I could, but I've never done it. And I'm not about to, because there's just no point. It's nothing more than showing off. But safety can keep you alive. Now, this horse here has hurt me a couple times. Not her fault. She was simply trying to preserve her own well-being at the time. So, you know, when she moved and stepped on my foot or bumped me into a feeder or whatever it was that happened at the time, it wasn't anything serious. It wasn't her fault. She was just looking after herself. Another horse crowded her. She just wanted to protect herself. And so she moved away from the other horse. And when it comes to protecting themselves, this is something that people just do not understand. There's always, oh, my horse loves me, my horse will never hurt me. No, your horse doesn't love you. The horse cares about number one first. You're second, guaranteed. And if it comes to preserving its own well-being, sorry, you lose. And if it has to jump and hit you to get away from another horse or an obstacle or something that's got it concerned, well, believe me, you are not important. Trust me on that one. I've seen it happen, I've had it happen. But if you train the horse well, it's a lot safer to be around, because it's going to be a lot more predictable and a lot calmer. Now, it would literally take me hours to explain what goes into creating a safe horse, and I'm not going to bother, but I'm just going to very briefly summarize what is necessary to create a safe horse. Now, being as thorough as possible in your training means that the horse has experienced more things. And so new things aren't as likely to get it upset and cause bad things to happen. Also, the other thing that is very, very important is that every time you're with the horse, you don't do anything to upset it. So when you're with the horse, it feels very safe. It feels strength from you, it feels security. You become kind of a security blanket in a way, and nothing that you do is going to get that horse concerned to the point where it's liable to do something to hurt you, whether it's, you know, just concerned about the situation or being self-defensive, and that's where a lot of horses will bite or kick or something like that. They're not being bad, they're just trying to protect themselves. Now this one here, she knows me so well. Well, I'll show you what happens when I pick up a foot. Now, even though she's kind of distracted right now, she's a little bit busy eating because there's some hay laying on the ground here. And that's not why she's just staying in one spot. She's a good girl. She'd stay in one spot even if she wasn't eating for me. But I'll show you what happens when I go to pick up a foot. All I got to do is just reach down and pick up the foot. And she's not kicking at me. She's not trying to bite me. She's still busy eating. She don't care. That makes her safe. Well, I'll give you another little example here that I hesitate to do because it's pretty cool out today and I don't really want to get my fingers all wet. But I'm going to stick my fingers in her mouth and she's not going to bite me. I'm just going to take that finger there. She doesn't like me doing this, but That's why I'm holding on to the lead. But see, my finger's going right into her mouth, and she's not biting me. She's not trying to. She's not going to. She's a good girl. So I'll leave her be. But those are just a couple of examples of safety. And you know how spending time with your horse, lots of time with your horse so it feels confident, comfortable, and safe with you, means that you can do a lot of things with that horse that other people can't do. I can grab her by the tail. She's not going to kick me. I can walk behind her. She's not going to kick me. Mind you, there's also ways of doing that that can also aid to your safety. But, you know, overall, good training, lots of training, just, you know, and it doesn't have to be lots of little nifty tricks and stuff, but just spending lots of time with your horse and always being kind to it so that when it's with you, it feels confident, it feels safe, it feels secure, and, well, there's a whole lot less chance bad things are going to happen. And yeah, I got my hood up today and my gloves are staying on because it's not very pleasant out, and it's actually a little bit breezy too, so you have to forgive me for that. But if you want to get more of these videos, make sure you subscribe, and don't just hit the subscribe button. Make sure you go next to it and hit that notifications, go all. I don't know why they even have the other two, they don't help. And rumor has it, I don't know if there's any truth to it, that a lot of people, again, this happened once before, due to changes at YouTube as they're updating things or something, somehow people are getting unsubscribed. My subscriber numbers haven't gotten down, but I do know for a fact from looking at the statistics that a lot of my viewers are not even subscribers. A very, very small portion of my subscribers actually watch my videos. I should have hundreds, if not thousands of views, but I don't know why. Not real important though. As long as some of you are watching them and you get something out of them, and I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. If you got some suggestions, if it's within the realm of what I can do with the horses available to me and the facilities, you know, I'd be glad to, you know, make suggestions, okay? And I'll see what I can do about doing a video on the topic that'll help you out with your horse, because that's what this channel is all about. It's all about helping people with their horses, not just helping the horses. Because I find personally that horses are very easy to work with. The people, though, are a lot harder to convince to change. New ideas are not accepted easily. And, you know, some people, it's just a little tough for them to understand what goes into building a relationship with the horse that is going to really be beneficial to them when it comes to riding or just being around the horse safely. So, feel free to make suggestions. So there's another one for the books, a little bit about safety today and how good training is a safety issue, because I have zero fear around my horses. And I've said before in other videos too, it's not your horse you got to worry about. If it's in this state, it's the other horse. Watch out. Make sure you got eyes in the back of your head. You always have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. If there is something that could potentially spook your horse and bother your horse, you have to be aware of that, because, well, like I said, if it comes down to protecting itself, you don't exist anymore. So there you go. Go and play with your horse and have a good day. Thanks for watching.